The National Wildlife Board is India's watchdog when it comes to protecting the country's flora and fauna. But the recent reconstitution of the board by the government has alarmed environmentalists. With just 3 independent voices on the board, environmentalists say the body has been rendered toothless. They've now written to the Prime Minister asking him to intervene. More than 100 projects, including roads and power plants, are awaiting clearance from the board when it meets on the 12th of next month. Environmentalists say the appointments violate the Wildlife Act and they will move court challenging these.
The centre and environmentalists now headed for a clash. The latest flashpoint appointments to the National Wildlife Board, which was set up under an Act of Parliament to safeguard India's flora and fauna. And while the board should have had at least 15 members from the NGO sector as well as independent conservationists, in an unprecedented move, the centre went ahead and appointed just 3 independent experts, leaving the body toothless. The National Board for Wildlife, which is chaired by the Prime Minister, should have 47 members, of which 5 should be from the NGO sector plus 10 independent members, including eminent conservationists, ecologists and environmentalists are to be appointed. But the government has appointed just 3 independent members, of which 2 are from the Prime Minister's home state, Gujarat. They include former Gujarat forest official and lion expert H.S. Singh and Bharat Pathak, who's director of the Gujarat government-supported Ecological Education and Research Foundation. The 3rd independent member is Raman Sukumar, an elephant expert from Bangalore.
It's the Wildlife Advisory Board. It's not got statutory powers to implement. The message that of putting just yes men on the board is that they don't want anybody with an independent opinion.
The Standing Committee of the newly constituted board will hold its first meeting on the 12th of this month, where more than 150 projects are expected to come up for clearance. These could include a highway project in Kutch through the Flamingo City, the only nesting site for flamingos in the subcontinent. This had been turned down by the former Wildlife Board. The board had also turned down permission to build a radar base at the Narkodam Islands, the only home to 300 critically endangered Narkodam hornbills. But in June this year, the centre cleared construction, citing strategic defence needs. Construction of a 520 megawatt hydroelectric power project on the Teesta River in Sikkim, about 4 kilometers from the Phom Bonglo Wildlife Sanctuary. Building a fence and patrol road on the Indo-Bangladesh border in the Dampa Tiger Reserve in Mizoram. Diversion of forest land from the Trishna Wildlife Sanctuary for building a railway line between Agartala and Sabroom in Tripura.
Mr. Modi, he has done fantastic job for the lions in Gir. We expected he will do same thing for other species also. But unfortunately, this has not happened. Who advised him, who did not advise, we don't know. If some recommendations are there, which is challenging Supreme Court will have to go against this order of the government.
Environmentalists have described the newly constituted board as a violation of the Wildlife Protection Act and are planning to move the top court. Several conservationists have also written to the Prime Minister to intervene. While the centre has said that it will ensure a balance between development and the need to safeguard environment, this could turn out to be the first big test of the government's green credentials. In New Delhi, Siddharth Pandey for NDTV.